Good morning and welcome to my channel. My name's Julie, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're existing, thanks for coming back. You can't tell probably from my channel because I've just been very delayed in uploading, but I haven't actually recorded for a few days. I've just edited a video this morning and got it uploaded, so hopefully that'll be live before you see this one. And I've got another one that I'm planning on doing today because I'm going to get my shopping delivered by Ocado, depending on where you're from. And so I'm going to hopefully do a shopping haul. I'm going to do it as a separate video, just to take the pressure off and help me spread my content out and make the videos easier to edit. But yeah, I've not recorded for a few days. We've had a sickly house, so Ewan's been really, really poorly. He's been off work all week. He's supposed to go back on Wednesday and was not well at all. He's still not 100%, but he's back to work tomorrow, I think. This morning, I got to put, I've had a dodgy throat going on, so I just didn't bother recording. I've still been going out for my walks and trying to stay active and stuff. My eating hasn't been the best, but it is what it is. It's drew a line in the sand, over and done with. I did weigh in on Friday, but didn't bother recording a weigh in. I wasn't feeling the love. I just wasn't feeling it at all. So generally at the moment, hopefully you're not here for too much weight loss content because my weight is like this and I'm not really feeling it. So it's mainly just vlogs and what I eat and trying to be healthy, trying to fit in lots of movement. So that's where we are. I'll quickly show you my crochet. So I'm done with all of my squares now. I haven't bothered to block them. I'm not going to bother blocking them. I'm just going to stitch them together and hope for the best. There is a mixture of colours. There's some I really don't like. When I've run out of wool, I've had to mix colours together, and there's some that I really like, but on the whole, this is it. So I'm going to try and get that started later and try and get that stitched together. So yeah, that's that done, hopefully, at some point soon. I've got all my ends that I just finished stitching in, which are here. So that's that. I got up ridiculously early this morning. I was awake at like 5. Eddie was snoring, couldn't go back to sleep. I was getting really frustrated, and then Luna started fidgeting, then she wants to go outside, so I just took that as a sign. Came down, let her out, made myself a cup of tea, and then went back upstairs and just grabbed a jumper and came back down in my pyjamas and sat down here. That's how I got my editing done, and that's how I've just sat and watched a couple of vlogs. Not a huge amount, to be honest. I've been editing mainly. I have brought my book down. So if you saw my last video, you'll know that I'm reading this, and that is all I've got to go. So I'm doing pretty well with it. I'm not actually, it's all right. I'm quite enjoying it. It's okay. It's okay read. I wouldn't say it's my favourite book ever, but it's not certainly not the worst, so that's okay. So what else have I got to tell you? Yeah, we've had loads of fireworks going off. Obviously, it's approaching Bonfire night. It's the 2nd of November as I'm recording this. So Luna's on her medication, but she's very stressed. So she's now sleeping, but she's been very, very, very stressed. She's hiding behind the sofa in the evening and stuff. So yeah, not fun. Hopefully by next weekend it'll be over and done with until the new year, but we'll see. You never know around here. Not much else to report really. I've got to do some tidying my desk at some point because my desk is a mess. I did some work on our side hustle website the other day because we've got some t-shirts in stock that we started doing like DTF t-shirts ages ago, and then the website wasn't being listed by Google. I got loads of issues with it, and I kept putting off fixing it, and I've now fixed it. So that's now ready and working. I spent ages on like Friday evening doing that, and Google have done another inspection and have now said it's okay. So hopefully that's live. So if you're interested in that, it's Luna Lou Creates. It's just basic. I mean, at the moment, it's just some basic t-shirts, and there's some Christmas t-shirts on there and stuff. But I'm hoping over the next few weeks to start doing some other bits. So I want to try and do some little stitch markers for crochet and knitting that are either clay or wooden. I'm hoping to do some Christmas decorations with the X tool, so like little wooden Christmas decorations. I'm thinking about perhaps doing some project bags. I'm going to explore all sorts really, because I want it to be sort of like accessories and just anything like that really, and just to earn a little bit of extra cash, because obviously Eddie's out of work and the job market's tough, so I just need to find a way of getting some extra income in. I'm hoping that he'll be able to assist if we get any orders through with making the t-shirts and stuff, because I'm not have a huge amount of time with me working full time, but in the evenings I've always got a chance. So I want to sort that desk out over there so there's room to put the heat press on if you want to. Ewan took his monitor back because I'd had his monitor on there next to my other gaming laptop for ages. But I've decided now that I might as well put my gaming laptop onto my other desk where my work computer is, because I don't leave my work computer out in the weekend, and like I can put it away in the evenings if I need to. So I can just use that monitor and have that desk clear. So that's what I'm working on doing. I actually thought about taking that desk out completely, But I've got nothing to go in that space. I could do with extra storage, but then I don't really want to do that. So I don't know. I did think about turning my standing desk around and putting it under the window so that I could actually look out. And that means then I'd be able to have my walking pad under my standing desk if I want to use it. But realistically, it still means moving the walking pad from under the sofa over there, like each time I use it. It's just not practical. It's just not practical at all. So I don't know if that's going to happen. But for the time being, I'm thinking of just sorting that desk out, clearing it, and just having it as a bit of a space where I could put my sewing machine out if I wanted to sew. I can have the heat press on if I want to do any t-shirts. So it could just be a bit of a space. I would never bring the X tool up here because the fumes off it are too bad. So when Chloe's using it, she's had the back door open and the house has been freezing, but we've had the back door open. Eventually I'd like to get an air purifier, but like I say, it's not in the budget at the moment. Anyway, I'm talking about nothing. I'm not going to record my shopping haul on here because, like I said, I'm going to do a separate video. So the next clip you see will probably be me making breakfast or something like that. So it's now 11 o'clock. I got my Ocado order, and if you watch my shopping haul, you'll know that I had a bit of a drama that half my stuff didn't arrive. So I've got to wait for the driver to come back, which is fine. I was going to pop out with Ewan, but he's actually feeling a bit better today, back to work tomorrow. But I'm not going to do that now. I'm actually going to get something to eat, hopefully. Just put my dishwasher tablets away somewhere. Oh, not very easy one-handed. There we go there. Why is that there? Oh, that's the rice. So yeah, that's that really. I have managed to get 2 bags of carrots that I didn't order. So some poor person's missing carrots and I'm missing like 20 odd items, but luckily I don't think he's delivered it to someone else. I think it's just still on the van waiting to be redelivered. So that's good. Anyway, I'm going to get my washing machine on and I'm going to make something to eat and I'll show you it hopefully if I remember. So once you whisk your egg whites, you want them to be stiff, but not quite as stiff as when you do meringue. But then you add your yolks back in and you stir them. But you just need to be careful at this point that you're incorporating the yolks, but you're not actually knocking all of the air back out of the egg whites. So it's just a matter of just incorporating it all together. And it really doesn't matter because it's not like when you do a cake or anything. When it goes in the pan, it's all just going to be egg anyway, so it really doesn't matter too much. So here I take the bowl over. I've already preheated the pan and put some spray oil in it. And then I keep it on a fairly lowish light, low to medium light, so that it cooks through quite thoroughly, because this is the difficulty with this particular omelette, is that you can't tell when the other side is cooked. So just empty it all in, and then yeah, that's when it's all in the pan together. I had to put the camera down because it's very hard to do it one-handed. The difficulty is seeing when to turn it over. I just tend to prod the sides and hope for the best. I decided here that I was going to put some tomato mozzarella and some Polish ham in it and have it with some salad leaves. So this was my plan. I was just using up bits of cheese that was left in the bags just to get through and use up what we got. So here's the omelette. So here's the finished brunch. So I did the souffle omelette with the ham, tomato and cheese. I did some rocket and salad leaves, and on there I've also got some of the pickled pink onions from Aldi. And this was actually really delicious and really filling, so I will definitely make this again. So in between filming my second shopping haul and my breakfast, I somehow lost my microphone. So I've just been listening back to my footage and I can tell exactly the point where I've lost it. But the thing is, I've only been in the kitchen because I didn't bother going upstairs. I stayed in here whilst I was waiting for my second shop to come, and then I was making my breakfast. So I have no idea where it is. I found the magnet part of it inside my bra, so it's obviously pinged off somewhere, but I haven't been outside, so I know it's in the house. But I have searched my entire kitchen high and low and I can't find it. I do have 2 microphones as part of the set I've got, but I really can't afford to lose one because I do rely on them and I have to put that on to charge when I use the other one. Just got no idea where it's gone. I didn't go out to the bin. I've just checked the top of my bin in here in case I accidentally chucked it away or it fell off whilst I was over here, and I can't see it in the bin. So I honestly, I don't know. I don't know where it is. I've searched my drawers, I've searched everywhere. I haven't searched my top drawer actually. but I don't think I really went in here. I did get a knife, I suppose. No, I didn't. I used one of Ewan's knives. Honestly, I have no idea. I've searched the floor, I've searched the drawers, I've searched everywhere, and I don't know where it is. Like I say, the only good thing is I know it's not outside. I haven't lost it outside somewhere because I haven't been out. But as for where it is, I'm sure it'll turn up eventually. Anyway, I've decided to treat myself to a caramelised biscuit wheel for 147 calories. And yes, I realise there's carbs in it, 16.5. That's fine. Because obviously I didn't have any carbs for breakfast at all in the end. Are you coming in or are you staying out? What are you doing? Coming inside? She always waits until I'm about to go and sit upstairs. Come on then. Oh. We've been out for a walk as well, so I've done that. In fact, I don't know if I've stopped it. Let me just have a look. Just had a break and came down and had another look for my microphones. I can't find it anywhere. I've literally been under the stairs and pulled the bags out. I've looked everywhere. I don't know where it is. I've looked behind the door. I've looked everywhere. How can you lose a microphone that was attached to you? Literally, I've got the receiver that was plugged into my phone, and I've got this that was in my bra. I took my jeans off to shake them out before I went out for my walk in case it had somehow fallen into my jeans. But it's nowhere. And I thought, oh, maybe, because I could see it was after I'd edited my shopping haul. So I thought, oh, maybe it's on the chair. It's not on the chair. Like anywhere. The magnetics, I thought I'd better just check. I think it's the other bit that's magnetic. I think they're just metal. So I don't know. I don't know how I could just lose it. Anyway, in other news, I spoke to Ewan, and he doesn't want baking potatoes for dinner. We're gonna have hot dogs, chips. I'm gonna do some mac and cheese. So yeah, it's gonna be heavy on the old carbs. Oh, that's the dishwasher open. Heavy on the old carbs. Just hope the microphone wasn't in there because it's been put on. Don't think so. In other news, I don't like these. They're way too sweet for me, so I shan't be having another one of those. That's the best thing. I'll check my bin again just to make sure, but I don't think it's here. No. I mean, if it's in there, it's fallen right down because I can't see it. Yes, I'm doing quite a carb-heavy dinner, so my whole low-carb thing for today has gone out the window. But it's fine. I'll start afresh when I've done a bit more planning. Although I've spoken to someone in the comments, Mrs. Journal, and she was on about having oatmeal, and I love having that, and having porridge, and I love porridge. And I don't think I can give porridge up, and that is carbs. So I think I'm going to have to just limit myself. So when you do Slimming World, you have like a healthy extra B, and you're limited just to the one healthy extra B. So perhaps I just need to do that. So if I have porridge for breakfast, there's no bread. If I have bread, there's no porridge. Although on Slimming World, you are allowed to have unlimited amounts of... I'm just going to check my carrier bags again. You are allowed unlimited amounts of potato and stuff, so it doesn't quite add up. But I suppose it's not really advertised as a low carb diet. It's definitely not in there because it's not even heavy enough to have that microphone in there. Good news, my heating's come on. At least my heating's working, if nothing else. Right, well, if I get my other microphone, then you'll have okay sound quality, but if not, for the time being, the sound quality is going to go back to being rubbish again because I can't afford to replace my microphone right now. I'm not this close to Christmas. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to get on with doing the mac and cheese now. Tom's on his way back from Zara's, so we'll probably aim to have dinner at like 6 or something. So I'm going to get mac and cheese on, and then what else? That's it. I'm watching Supernatural upstairs. I want to get my blanket sorted out. I need to put all my squares into the order so I know how I'm going to stitch them together. But obviously I haven't had a chance. Today just seems to have gone nowhere. I hate just having 2 days for a weekend. Just checking everywhere. I'm going mad. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Well, look what I've found hiding on a cake tin of all things. My microphone. I've literally just been crawling around, looking under the fridge on my hands and knees and everywhere trying to find it. And just attached the cake tin. I moved stuff around because I had some caster sugar and flour and stuff as part of my shopping. And I can't believe it's obviously attached itself to that. Anyway, on with mac and cheese. It's clearly not my day today. I need to go back to bed and not actually like do anything else because I've just emptied the bin out and the bin bag's split on me, so I had to sort that out. So wonderful day I'm having so far. I'm just going to put it on my tripod so I don't drop my phone to add insult to injury. The vegetable sauce is done. I can't really show you, but it's done. I've got to add cheese to it. But I took it off the light. I say the light, I've got an induction hob. I took it off the heat when I was sorting my bin out because I didn't want to burn it. So sometimes in my cheese sauce I put nutmeg, but this time I've put mustard in, so I'm hoping it's okay. A bit of black pepper and a bit of mustard. I've grated some cheddar and I've also got some mozzarella and cheddar going in. But I have made it with skim milk and Norpac lighter, not butter and all the rest of it, so it is a little bit lighter than it would be normally. I have made the sauce quite loose because I find with mac and cheese that otherwise it just all gets absorbed into the pasta. But I did see someone on the internet who said to put a little bit of oil or butter over your pasta and let it cool down before you put the sauce on. So that's what I've done. And I was going to put breadcrumbs on top because I knew I'd got a couple of dry ends of bread from homemade bread, but only to find out that I just took them away. So I'm actually going to put some stuffing on top of it. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Originally I was going to cook off some bacon and put the breadcrumbs in there, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to sprinkle this over the top because I don't know how well that would go with anything else really, because like I say, it's stuffing. I might just use half of that, but that's the plan. So hopefully this will be nice. And then I'm going to get on and do my onions to go with my hot dogs. I was just looking, and the hot dogs I've bought, you're supposed to simmer them in like a centimetre of water. So we'll see what they're like. I've no idea. But I think I'm going to try and do some caramelised onions. I don't really want to do them in my frying pan because my frying pan's already wrecked. So I don't know if I can do them in the oven somehow and just keep an eye on them. Don't know. I don't know. Right, I'm going to put my cheese into this sauce. But yeah, I'm just having one of those days, clearly. Somebody's not on my side today. Like most things when I'm cooking, I don't really weigh and measure anything out. You are balancing precariously on a bag of cheese. Let me just move that because no my luck today. That's it. I don't want to risk it. Switch that off now. And then my induction hob is making a lot of noise. It's not happy with me at the moment. I have made that a lot looser than I normally do in the hope that it retains some sauce. That's the only thing with mac and cheese is you go to eat it and it always turns into a brick. Can't really see that bit. I'm going to transfer it into a baking dish and put some of the cheese on top, and then I'm going to put on some of the stuffing. So I'll show you that in a moment. So I've maybe used a quarter of the pack of stuffing because I didn't want too much of the apple. I just wanted mainly the breadcrumbs. So I have put a little bit more cheese over the top. So hopefully that'll be tasty when it's done. We'll soon find out. Good morning. It's Friday. It's not Friday. It's Monday. I'll start again. It's Monday. Logged on to work. Just had a call. It is now just gone 10:15. I've been on my call pretty much all morning. Eddie has made me a cup of tea, although it's starting to go cold because the house isn't very warm. And I'm going to go and make some breakfast because I am hungry and my brain obviously needs some food by the sounds of it. So I'm going to make some scrambled egg, I think, because I am attempting to do a little bit lower carb. I've had a few chats with people in the comments, and I definitely know that I can't cut carbs out completely because I like potatoes, I like bread, and all the rest of it, porridge, pasta, all the things that you're not supposed to have. So I know me trying to cut them out would just be, it would end in failure because it just wouldn't happen. So I'm going to make some scrambled egg, try and have a lower, oh, Lou's down here. Hello. She's sitting on the mat, just looking outside. So yeah, I'm going to make some scrambled egg, and I don't even know what I'm doing for dinner today, to be honest. I've got all sorts in, but I don't know what I'm doing. Yesterday's dinner, we had hot dogs and mac and cheese. I know lunch-wise, I have got, I don't know what date's on them actually. Oh, 24th of November, so we've got ages. Cauliflower cheese and kale soup, which has probably got loads of carbs in, no my look. 4 grams per 100 grams. So in the entire thing, there's about, well, not even 16, so it's not too bad. I suppose cauliflower's veg, isn't it? It's not carb, I don't think. Anyway, there's that. I've got 2 of those, but I'm only going to probably open them when Chloe comes over because I know she likes that one as well. So if not, I've got plenty of tins of soup, like tomato soup and stuff. So I'm kind of thinking that I might need my bread. Actually, we have got bread. I bought bread, didn't I, from Ocado? No, don't need any. So we've got bread, so I might have like tomato soup for lunch. If I don't have that, I'm not sure if Chloe's coming over today. And then I just need to look at my meat to see what dates on everything, to see what you need using first. But that's the 10th. I've got sausages, but I think they're dated the 11th, so I think I've got a while for those. I've got chicken thighs, and they're dated the 8th. So still don't know what I'm doing, but I've got options. Right, I'm going to get on making my scrambled egg and I'll show you when it's ready. Here's breakfast. So I've got 3 mixed size eggs scrambled, so they're definitely not all large. So I'm going to count 3 medium, I think. This is breakfast, and I'll catch you for lunch later on. Thought I'd just throw in a couple of the Q&As that I had received on the last video. I haven't actually put a post out asking for any more, so I've only got a couple of questions. But one of them was Bronwyn, who asked when we moved to our current house. So we bought this house off plan. So they just started building the estate when we bought it. And we moved in 20 years ago last March. So we'll be here 21 years in March, which is the longest we've ever stayed anywhere, and a lot longer than I ever intended to stay and never wanted to stay. It's just circumstance, really. What with the kids being at school and then uni and various other things, it seemed like quite a good location. And at the time, Ewan was working at the a place in Nottingham as well. So he's now all over the country, so we could actually move anywhere. Tom's obviously not really fixed because he hasn't got a job at the moment. Chloe is the only one who comes over here to use as a studio, but as soon as she gets a house, she won't be a problem. So hopefully within the next year or two, we'll be able to start actually getting the house ready to sell. We've done it a few times where we got it to a point where we thought we were going to sell it, and it just didn't happen for one reason or another. But I would really, really like to move. I hate it where we are now. I don't particularly, I mean, the actual community in the town centre isn't too bad, but there's a lot of drug use in the actual town itself, and the people that are responsible are making life very difficult for a few people. So there's a lot of people that are sort of complaining and what have you. But on the whole, I just don't really like where we live. I never have done particularly. It was more just to be close to school, to make it easier for doing the school run and all the rest of it. And it was handy for work. We are very, very convenient in the fact that we're smack bang in the middle between Nottingham and Derby. So we can go to either city. And from a work perspective, that opened up a lot of options and made things a lot easier. And we're very close to the M1, we've got train going through the town centre, so we can get a train to Nottingham quite easily. So it made sense to stay here, but definitely want to look at moving very, very soon. The other question from Bronwyn was, when did Chloe start her craft business? Well, it's not really a craft business. Chloe is an illustrator. She did a degree in illustration from university, and she's got a stationery sort of like art business. So she started off doing commissions while she was at university still, and started her business then, really. So I'm trying to think when she left uni. She's 26 this year in December. So I think she's been doing it for probably like 5 or 6 years now. She does like notebooks. So some notebooks she makes by hand, that she's got one of those wire things. So she makes wire bound notebooks by hand, and she gets some printed by professional printers, and she makes stickers, individual stickers, die cut stickers, and she does sticker sheets for like stationery. She does punch needling, so she does like wall hangings. So she's very, very artistic. And yeah, her business is doing much better now than it was. It's just a shame that a lot of the markets that were open to her, as in like the US and Europe, have really reduced. So she could now sell to the US if she charges obviously the tariffs. But for what she's selling, it's not really worth it. So if you have a sticker sheet and then you're adding like an extra percentage on for the tariffs, it really makes it not worth it. No one's going to want to pay that for a sticker. So I don't think she has restarted selling to the States, but she can't sell to Europe because she'd have to get a representative in Europe to check her quality and manufacture of her goods, and it can work out quite expensive, particularly if you have multiple sort of like items that you make. If she just had the one item, then she could get one person to verify the manufacture and say it's up to standard and all the rest of it. It wouldn't be an issue. But obviously she'd have to do it for every single sticker sheet she has, every notebook she has, so it makes it quite tricky. And it's all to do with the GSPR regulations they brought in, so it's very frustrating. And there's also regulations regarding packaging, like places like Germany, so it's just easier for her to stay UK based, which is why she started doing the markets, because it just gave her an extra source of revenue, because she was completely reliant on Etsy, and Etsy's very up and down. A lot of people rebel against Etsy, so then the turnover goes down. But she has started to build her own website, so when she does that should be better. But she also does YouTube as another revenue stream, so her channel is Artifox Studios, if anyone's interested in going to take a look. She's on more subscribers than I am, though. People like watching studio vlogs and things, so yeah, she's got quite a few revenue sources now, and she's stocked in a couple of shops. She's done other shops in the past, some more successful than others, but the one she's in now she's quite happy with. One is within the Nottingham University. It's on site, and the other one is in a little village called Melbourne in Derbyshire. So yeah, she's doing pretty well. So that's that. I think the only other question I had was regarding whether she'd set a date for her wedding, and I don't believe she has yet. They have started looking at venues and they started looking at costs and all the rest of it, but I think the priority at the moment is getting a house, so they haven't actually set a date. But I don't think they want to have like a lengthy engagement like some people do. I do think they actually want to go ahead and get married. So yeah, that's those. I'll have to check and see if there's any other questions, but those were the two main ones, I think. Almost forgot to record. I've had a big bite out of that bread. I've got for my lunch a tin of tomato soup. I think it's either 204 or 208 calories, and 2 slices of bread, just medium sliced bread with some Norbat lighter on. I've just decided to work at my desk and Karen working whilst I'm eating. It's 1:45, but I am hoping to go out for a walk in a bit, so I'll also probably log off a bit earlier if I don't take a lunch break. Just been out for a walk with Luna, and I didn't record because it's getting dark, but I've got 3 corn cakes, a bit of PB2 mixed with Greek yogurt and banana, which is hilarious because Tom came out and said, you do realise that's a whole plate of carbs? And I realised that. I've been doing a lot of investigation this afternoon on ChatGPT of all things, and asked it to set me some new workouts, because I think I'm getting a bit bored with my gym workouts as they are. So I've asked it to sort of change my gym workouts and put my age and my weight and my height and all the rest of it in, and asked them what calories I need to have to lose weight, and asked various other things. But they haven't suggested cutting my carbs really low. So I think for the time being, I'm going to leave my carbs as they are. I was talking to Tom about it as well, because it is a good sense of energy. And I got back from my walk. Whilst I was out walking, I'm just shaking. I don't think you can really tell, but I'm shaking like a leaf. So I needed something quick and fast, and I thought this was the healthiest option. So I'm just going to go with how I feel. I might still try and go on the bike or do a strength session here later, because I don't think I'll be going to the gym now because it is dark and not very nice out there, to be honest. We did about Did we do 45-minute walk? Let me have a quick look. Hang on a sec. I'll just put you down there whilst I look at my 2.82 kilometres. We did 42 minutes. So not bad. I am only on for the day though so far. I think I'm about just under 6,000 steps. I could do getting some more steps in, which I will naturally get a few more in before the end of the day, just by walking up and downstairs and making dinner and things. But I could do getting close to like 8,000 if possible, if not 10,000. So whether I get the old walking pad out, I don't know. It depends what I do, because if I decide I'm going to do a workout, then I'm not as worried about the walking. Or if I go on the bike, I'm not as worried about the walking. But if I don't do either of those things, then I could do getting the walking pad out and doing a bit more. But yes, I've set myself some new workouts and I've put them into my app that I use for tracking. So I might give them a go tomorrow. So it's working out. I've got 4 days, but 3 of the days are strength workouts, and the 4th day, well, I think it's actually technically the 3rd day, is active recovery and mobility. So it's like elliptical or walking on a treadmill, or it's and then it's like for I think it's 30 to 45 minutes. And then 10 minutes of stretching. So that's the plan. So I'm going to do 3 days at the gym. I might do the 4th day at the gym because I might use their treadmill. But if not, I have got my walking pad here, or I could go on the Peloton even on just a low impact one. So I feel a bit more like I've got a bit more of a plan in place, and I've got some different exercises. I've got some very similar exercises, but I've got some different ones. So I'll see how that goes. But I'm going to eat this. I'm still working. I just went out because I didn't have a proper lunch break. So I thought I'll just pop Luna out before it gets too dark and before the fireworks start going off again. And yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. God, look at the state of me. My hair's gone wild. I don't know when I spoke to you. I obviously had my corn cakes when I came back from my walk, and then I didn't log off early. I think I logged off about 5:45, so later than I'm supposed to, which is fine. And then I sat down, had a coffee, and Tom was watching some YouTube videos with me. We were watching camper van conversion videos, so I've not done an awful lot, really, apart from I have put dinner on. So I haven't showed you what I'm making because I left my phone upstairs and I'm almost out of battery. But I'm doing the stuffed baking potatoes. So it's the ones that have got cheese and sweet corn in, and you stick them back in the oven when they're mashed together. I'll show you what I mean. If you haven't seen them before, I have done them a few times because we do like them. And I've got some M&S chicken, buttermilk chicken tenders, and then just roasted some veg. So that's my dinner in a nutshell. Not very exciting, but it was too late to start thinking about putting anything else on, and I really couldn't be bothered. So this is the lesser of all evils, and hopefully I'll still come in within calories. We'll see. Hopefully I'm tracking. I'm back trying to track and get back into tracking, because I realise that without tracking it's impossible to actually lose any weight. But I mean, it isn't impossible to lose any weight, but I've just decided to do a few days of tracking to see how I get on. Anyway, dinner's about 5 minutes away. I hopefully will remember to shake it before I start eating it this time. But yeah, nothing else to report really. Luna is out of her corner. I have got all of my squares ready for my blanket that I've just started to stitch together, and it's a pain, but I'll sure get through it and get it done because I just want it finished now. I want to be able to get back to my jumper and my shawl that I'm working on. But I've promised myself that I'm going to finish this first. Even if it's just actually stitching all the squares together and not doing the border, I want to at least get that bit done so it at least resembles a blanket. What are you doing? What are you doing? She's after... You want something for a starter before you have your dinner. Luna likes to have a 3-course meal, so she'll have her meat, which currently has her medication on it, and she has crunchy mix for dessert, but she likes to have a couple of treats as a bit of a starter. So she's obviously like from a more refined background than me. Anyway, I'll show you dinner when it's ready. Here's dinner. So this is the 2 small half jacket potatoes, roasted vegetables that's got garlic pepper and a bit of parmesan on a chicken tender. So not a bad dinner, and I shall catch you tomorrow. Won't be doing anything else very interesting tonight, so I'll see you tomorrow for the next daily vlog. Been to the gym, I've revised my upper body workout a bit, but I did my new one and it was really tough. My arms are shaking. So I'm back. Eddie's made me a coffee. I'm just going to make a protein shake and then have a very, very quick shower because I start work very quick, very, very soon. I was very late getting to the gym, but decided I needed to get it done because if I don't, I won't do it. So it's done, and I shall catch you in a bit. It's 20 past 11, near 25 past 11, and I'm just, you can see there, look, you can see my little time on my laptop. I'm just having 2 crumpets. My protein shake kept me quite full for a while, but I'm just going to have these to see me through till after lunch. Just 2 crumpets, a bit of the Ocado spreadable lighter, and on that one I've just got a bit of blackcurrant conserve as well. I'm going to track it in my app, but I shall catch you later on. Been out for a walk with Luna and just popped down to the chemist to see if they've got a prescription in that Tom had ordered, but it was so busy. There was 5 people in front of me in the queue, so I gave up. So I've come back and I've got my lunch and I nearly forgot to record it. So this was, it still is kind of, a lamb and vegetable tin of soup from Lidl. I think it's something like 204 calories for the whole tin. It's not too bad, and I haven't had any bread with it. Instead, I've just got myself 2 easy peelers just to up my fruit intake a little bit. So this is my lunch. It also means if I need to have a snack later on, if I start to get the shakes and stuff again, I can still have something and not be too over my calories, because I really want to keep my calories down. I've actually stuck the gammon joint that I had in the fridge into the air fryer. I've never cooked gammon in the air fryer before, so I don't know how it's going to come out. Normally I do a mixture of boiling and roasting it, but I thought I'd just stick it in there and see how it turns out. My air fryer only allows you to put on for an hour, and it's supposed to have 2 hours, I think, in the oven. So I'm going to take it out, turn it over, and then stick it in for probably another 3/4 of an hour and see how cooked it is. We'll see. I can always cover it with foil if I need to. But yeah, that's the plan so far. I think I'm supposed to be going with my sister for a coffee tonight, so hopefully I'll do that. But yeah, not much else to tell you really. Yeah, just getting on with my day, managing to get on with my work, just kind of keep my head down and get on with it. So I'll catch you later on. Also, if you watch my, I think it was my food shopping haul, somebody commented saying that I'd put it on fast speed. I didn't. It's just that sometimes I talk very quickly. I have to consciously slow myself down. My dad was Irish, so he spoke very quickly with an Irish accent. I've got the speed but not the accent, so I do consciously have to do it. People tell me all the time that I speak very quickly. A lot of people get used to me after a while, but if you're new here, it's not on fast speed, it's just me. I'm trying to slow down. So just to let you know. Here's tonight's dinner. So I've got a chicken tender, some gammon, roast potatoes, roasted broccoli and roast carrots with some gravy on top. So this is my dinner this evening.